Hello, Aqua here again. Welcome to episode 27 of my Feed the Beast Ultimate Beginner's Guide. I want to start by saying thank you very much to everyone for subscribing. I woke up this morning and I've got 1,003 subscribers, which is really wonderful, more than I ever imagined I'd get. Thank you all very much for joining me. I'm going to put out some kind of special 1,000 subs video with my face on the camera and stuff, but I ain't got a camera, so I have to borrow my sister's phone to do that, I think. I don't have a phone either, I'm a bit weird. I'll probably explain that in the video, but thank you very much for joining me on this little journey. Thank you very much for subscribing. It's all very much appreciated, and I hope I can keep making videos that make you want to stay subscribed, and possibly hope we can grow a bit more as well. So yeah, very good. Thank you very much. This episode I'm going to do a couple of things. I want to do stuff with my bees. I've moved my bees to my new place, and I've also moved the seeds, because when we start doing more stuff with bees, we're going to need more seeds, because we're going to need the seed oil, impregnated frames and stuff. So I'm going to take this chest full of melon over here and just put it down here for now until we sort out what we're going to do with it. That can just go there for now. My rubber tree thing's busily working away there. I've moved my bees over here. I've got cultivated bee working. All that's doing is creating more cultivated drones. It's producing, as you can see there, it's just coming out in a minute. And the honeycomb goes in there. The princess and the drones go back in. What I've done here, I made some things called apiarist pipes, which you've not seen before. Now, an apiarist pipe is just a diamond pipe with 2 bits of propolis. So let's go and make another one of them, because we'll need some more of them at some point. Got diamond pipe in here. Yep, there's a diamond pipe. And what you do is you get a couple of bits of propolis. We've got some in here. And you surround them. You put propolis either side of the diamond pipe, gets you an apiarist pipe. And what that does is, if you place that in the world, you see it has all these different options. Now, I never learnt to use these as well as I could do, but basically what I do is, the easiest way to do it is, so the basic thing here, we've got our target gate pulling stuff out the apiary gold pipe, put some down into the apiarist pipe, and then we decide which way things go. So at the minute I've got, and then ones there, I've got red is going back into the apiary, and yellow is going towards the chest. I've just got an iron pipe there to make sure things don't go that way if things jam up, but nothing should come that way anyway, really. But I'll just put one there anyway. So red we've got set to any bees. What that does, that puts any bees back into there. So you end up getting 64 cultivated drones in there before any spill across into there. So you end up getting your bees stuck back in there, but that's alright, that's no big deal. And then for the yellow, we've got it set to anything. So what it'll do is it'll do the bees first, and then, because that's I guess a high priority, and then anything else will come into here, just gets sent to the yellow direction. So that's why we're getting honeycomb in the chest. Oh, very nice. Oops. Put a hole in the floor. Me. I'm going to start connecting this network up with the applied logistics at some point, so all things start getting put where they're meant to be getting put, rather than just dumped into chests. The beauty about applied logistics is we can get all this, like, these things can go straight into the network. It's just a case of getting the network big enough. I might have to change that pretty soon. I've got miles too much rubber. I could actually make that into my tree farm now. I'm not sure how much one of them will produce without fertiliser, but I've got loads of fertiliser, so I could just, I mean, if you look down here at the amount of rubber and rubber wood I've got, 34 stacks, that's not bad at all. Our normal tree farm, we've got 30,000 in there now, so I could afford to stop that Steve's Cart tree farm and see how the manufactured tree farm keeps up. Also, I've got like 2,700 fertiliser as well, which is 2,700 insta-grown trees if you want to look at it that way. So I've got options with changing the power around a little bit. We can get this built. We need to start getting biofuel stored as well, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I just want to, in fact, there is something we need to do. there's I'll be making more steel, but I've run out of coal coke now because this thing's full, and I need something to do with the creosote oil. Now I'm not going to be making many rails. I could use this for fuel, but it doesn't give up that much heat per bucket. Where what I'm going to do, I'm just going to void this. So I mean, you could void it just by breaking a block and putting the block back, but I might as well do it so we can actually void it properly. And for that, we're going to need an autarkic gate. I've got some left, I think. Yeah, I've got one in there. And like I said, this could have been a void pipe, but I made that fancy thing. Well, I'm going to make some more void pipes anyway, because I'm going to make a liquid void pipe. So let's have a look at void. Now I don't have to do it this way. I'm going to do a void transport pipe and then make it into a waterproof pipe. I could use a liquid void. I might actually make one of them just for fun. Dark engineering bricks. That's much more expensive though. If you look at this is a bit of redstone, an ink sac, a bit of glass. The incinerator was more expensive as well, but there's also liquid. Is it liquid disposer? Liquid disposer, yeah. Incinerator and a bucket. That's alright, that's only a cobble, and let's play with one of them. Let's get a bucket and some cobble. Got 8 of these. And if you remember, we made the incinerator with 8 cobble on a bucket of lava, and we got the bucket back. So let's go get off me. Let's go get us a bucket of lava. I'm maybe talking a bit quiet, but everyone's asleep. I don't want to wake everyone up. We've got family staying this weekend, so there's a few people in the house all asleep. So, I wake up early because I had a bit of an hangover again. So there you go, incinerator, and we get the bucket back. And now if we come out liquid disposer, that's actually a bucket. That actually uses the bucket, so that's okay. That's okay. And now we want a wooden pipe. And have I got any of them cactus left? No, but they should have grown back. And they have. Let's get a bit of cactus. What we could do with cactus is we can take it into paste. I don't want to do that. We can also do this with beeswax, I believe. In fact, let's do it the bee way. There's a couple of ways of getting waterproofing. Look at our where is this waterproof? Oops. Pipe waterproof, beeswax, and then cactus green. So either of them two. So as you saw, did I have any cactus green in there? I did actually have a bit of cactus green, but I've got some of that anyway now. So I can use that, or I can use beeswax. It's all the same. If you haven't got no cactus anywhere, you can just use a bit of beeswax, but as it is, we've got cactus, so that's fine. And combine that with with any of your transport pipes, your build craft pipes, it makes it into a waterproof pipe, which is cool. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to break them 2 blocks. I'm going to that'll get rid of that liquid next to it. No, good. That's okay. And so we'll put that there. Face it the right way, and put the gate on. Turn this on so that liquid in tank, energy pulsar. What that's going to do is that's just going to drain this creosote into that liquid disposer, so I'll just get rid of it. I don't need to keep that stuff. What that does, that'll get rid of that. Let's cook some more up, and we can use the coal coke to cook some more steel. So I got a bit of steel from last time. So I'm sure people would find use of the creosote, but I just like to get rid. Let's see what can be used in. It's definitely used in rails. So if you're going to plan to build any kind of railway, you're going to want to use that. Should we look at this? Can we see how it goes into just by looking at it like that? No, that's just a liquid generator, liquid registry. Creosote bottle, go into making rails. There you go, wooden ties. Go into rails, and then what bucket? Same thing. And as you can see, it's also got, if you mouse over it, it can be used as a semi-fluid generator or a liquid-fueled fuel box, firebox, 3.2k heat. Whereas if we look at our biofuel that we're going to be making, you can see that's got 32k. No, that's wrong. That's that one I'm looking at. Liquid fuel firebox, 32k heat, as opposed to 3.2. So per bucket's worth, the biofuel's worth 10 times more than the creosote. That's why I get rid of the creosote. It's no real reason to keep it. So as you can see, that's working away nicely, going down, excellent. And with the steel that we've got, I think I'm going to need 72 steel. I've got 74, that's okay. Leave 2 behind. What I want to do with this is, in fact, we shouldn't need that much. I should need 36. No, 72. If we start making some of this into steel plate, I see that every 2 steel plates gets us 1 high pressure boiler block. So we need 36 times 2, so 72. That's good. 72 of them will get us the blocks. If you notice these, by the way, when it's night time, they're black. So you can tell by looking at your portals what time of day it is. So I can tell that it's night time just by looking at the portal there. So I know I can sleep. And then when it's daytime, the portal changes colour. It is like a daytime colour. So you can always use a portal gun to see what time of day it is. Just if you wanted to. What we can do with these is, these are high pressure boiler blocks going to here. So once I've got 36 of them, that'll be a full boiler. Same as that one, but high pressure. Right. Next thing I want to do is a bit of a jumping around episode. There's some stuff from thing to thing. I want to start getting them seeds collected, and for that I need a little bit of red alloy. Now red alloy is iron and redstone. I don't think I've got any, so make that in our alloy furnace. That's going to make us 3 of them. We actually only wanted 1 because we've got some wire. Use 3 of them to make your wire there, but what I need is a jacketed cable is what I need. It's a bit different. And I need some redstone. And I need we'll use a bit of wool. Let's grab a bit of wool over here. And we're going to need our diamond handsaw. I'm just going to make this wool into wool covers. There we go, white wool covers. Put the handsaw back. And grab our red alloy. Now I made 3 just to show you. 3 of these how you make your red alloy wire. Before you've got some of that, don't need that. What you can do is you put 8 wool around, you get 4 of these white wool jacketed wire. So it kind of works out the same amount. If I did that 3 times, I'd end up with 12 of these. So you get the same amount of distance worth of wire. What that can do is you can use that to interact between this stuff, redstone tube. Oops, what am I doing? Fool. Put that back. Redstone tube. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to put redstone tube on the back of these. What that'll do is that will allow us to put a pulse into this thing. I'm going to put down here, I'm going to put a bit of this jacketed wire there, because what that does, that connects to the redstone tube. And now if we put a bit of wire there, that connects it to this block, and now we can put our timer that we took from the other place where we had the melon thing there, and now we'll set that to, let's say 30 seconds. And now all we need to do is put a chest at the other end of that thing there. So this chest here is full. Let's move it along a bit. So there. And now let's make some space in it. You'll see all the melon coming out of the block breakers. And every 30 seconds it'll see if there's a new melon there. put some fresh melon in there, so we've got 40 melon out of that. Very nice. And what we can do with this, once we start getting things piped up a bit better, is we'll change all this into, best way of doing this actually is, get away you, is put that in there, and then we can start slinging melon in here real nice and quick, getting us some seeds. Now we could use this in our biofuel thing as well. What we have to do is want to set up some kind of, from that chest, I should put a fabricator next to it actually, that'd be the easiest way of doing it. And then just turn it on to seed straight away. What we can do with all these seeds is bang them into the squeezer there. And now we've got plenty of seeds producing seed oil. Start making some of the frames. There we go. Start making some frames or impregnated casings, which is the other thing we need to make. Then we can start making an alveary, which is the big daddy of the bee houses. So what I'm going to do is I'll change that. I'm going to start making, get rid of that pattern there. I'm going to start making, I want 27 impregnated casings. So 8, 16, 24, 28, that'll give me 28. There's enough wood for 28, and the pattern for this is 8 there. You see that gets us an impregnated casing. So I put enough wood in there to get us, as long as we keep getting enough seeds in, there's enough wood in there to get us 28 impregnated casings, which we can use to make our first alveary, which we can then use as a breeding alveary. So that's the next part of our bee mission, if you will, done. Let's turn these into seeds as well. And what we can do with these is, I think I need to make a Zycraft tank for the biofuel we're going to be producing. So what I might do, I might cut the camera here. I might get a valve and bits ready for this, because this seed oil can go in there. You should see only 80 efficiency, but we'll start putting that in at the same time as that. See, that's up to 180 efficiency. Get 8 different things in there, the efficiency goes crazy. So what else we've got? That's 64 mushrooms, 52 of them mushrooms. Oak saplings we've got in there already. Oh, that's full. It will actually use it up so we can see what's what. So there you can see, look, 440. You can see 9 different types of material will get you a really good efficiency. But we've got that much biomaterial coming in, we don't really have to bother about efficiency. We're going to have enough anyway. So I'm going to play around a little bit. I'm going to possibly think about moving the quarrying out underneath the base here, making a nice big liquid tank. But not sure yet. Back in a bit. Okay, I'm back, and I've just watched a little bit of the footage I've done so far for this episode, and it's getting a little bit out of control. So I'm going to concentrate on doing one thing. I'm kind of jumping between things at the minute. I'm going to finish off making the boiler, but I'm not going to do anything more with that. I'm just going to do some bee stuff in this episode, rest of this episode. So if you don't like bees, you might want to stop watching now. But if you do like bees, I'm going to be doing a bit of bee stuff. First of all, let's just get our 36 high pressure boiler plates in position, and then at least when we're ready to start putting liquid into this, we have it ready. Oops, don't want that there. And at some point soon we're getting near the point where instead of having individual aqueous accumulators on each bit of machinery that needs water, I'm probably going to set up a little thing with a few aqueous accumulators together and use tesseracts to get things around. There we go, we've got another steam boiler there. You see, it's very similar looking to that one. In fact, it actually looks the same as far as I can tell, but no, it doesn't. It's got a liquid thing there. So the difference is this one takes liquids, so it still needs water like the other one did. That's where your steam goes. That'll be your fuel, that'll be your water, and this one goes up to 1,000 degrees rather than 500 because it's a high pressure. So looks pretty similar, but is in fact quite different. And yeah, we can leave that for now. I've moved the bio generator away from here. The bioreactor's still there, so that's where we'll get our biofuel from our saplings and stuff, but the generator we didn't need, so I'll just put that in the chest for now. And we need to get somewhere pumping that into a chest. I've cleared out underneath of here, ready to quarry. What I've done is I've cleared out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high using the filler. Now we can put a quarry down on this level. And the framework of a quarry is 5 high, so it won't affect anything above this, which is our floor. You can see there's our what's it called, chunk loader, and there's a relay underneath the assembly table, and that I've put them blocks there because there's our aqueous accumulator under the boiler, and it's the other side, it's got a water source, so I just need to put them there for now to stop the water going over, basically. If we get rid of that, you see that's water source there. It makes a bit of a mess, so I've just got that blocked up. Keep this tidy down here, and make sure it stays lit up so we don't get too many creatures spawning down here. So yeah, that's ready for quarrying once we finish quarrying the place. Right, the rest of this episode though, like I said, we are going to concentrate on bees. And I made the 28 impregnated frames that I mentioned. As you can see now, I'm making a lot of impregnated sticks, which is just a 2 bits of wood. I want to show you what I've made these for, but although we can't use them yet. If we look at them, press U, you'll see that they're going to a couple of things. You can make apiaries, which we haven't actually made them. The ones that we've got we pinched from the NPC village, but that's how you make apiaries. This is the other thing you need, alvearies. Now, impregnated casing goes in the middle of them, surrounded by 8 scented panellings. We can't make these yet, but that's what we're heading towards. And for that we need liquid honey. And liquid honey we need to process. That's just the sludge boiler damaging me a bit. Liquid honey we need to process our honey drops that we're getting, these guys, into liquid. So we need a separate squeezer and carpenter setup that does honey. This one does seed oil. We're going to want another one that does honey, and I'm going to set that up at some point. So the way I do that, I mean, you could just drain this off and start putting honey in here, but I prefer to have a separate one for each. So I'll make another squeezer, another carpenter, and I'll have them totally separate, possibly up here if I can get power to them. Alright, I should be able to put power up there and across, so I might just have them on top of these two, and then we can start producing scented panelling. But that's not all we need though. If you look, we need the honey, but we also need, come on, we also need there we go, royal jelly, which is from imperial bees, and pollen, which is from industrious bees. So that's why we have to go up the 2 main lines of the vanilla bees before we can start doing the alveary blocks, which is kind of like the end game block for vanilla bees. So that's our focus. That has been our focus kind of slowly since we've started, but let's start gearing that up now, starting pushing towards them bees. And I've actually got an imperial bee through a bit of general bee modification, and what I'm going to show you is how I got that, and how you can go about getting other bees. What we need to do is, we've got a couple of we've got 8 in fact, rocky princesses in here, which is nice. These are getting quarried, so these are coming out of the quarry. These are very good base bees to use for all your mutating. What we can do is, if you look here now, we've got our apiary producing cultivated bees, and I've got one here that's got a couple of impregnated frames in. You can just see it doing its cycle there. That's producing imperials. Now, frames speed things up, and that's the other reason why I'm making all these things. I should start using some of these actually. They've got some string that can go back in there. What I'm going to do is surround that, and we can make some of these guys. In fact, I am going to make one more alveary, I think. Sorry, apiary. So for that we need a bit of wood. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just I'll double check that so you make them. Yeah, it's planks. I wasn't sure if it's planks or logs. So let's make another one. This can be our breeding one. because them two we've got there set up now are both production apiaries. So there's a new apiary that can be a breeding apiary, and for that we're going to want a bit of soil sand, because we're going to put some some of them soil frames in there. Now I don't think I've got any soil sand up here. Probably got some over here. There we go, a bit of soil sand. I'll have 3 of them for now, and I'm going to want another chest over there somewhere just to keep things organised. So let's get back out here. As you can see, I put a fabricator there like I said I would. So that's just automatically pulling melon from there as melon gets put in and making it into seeds, which is nice. So we can have another chest over here. And what we're going to want to do is I'm going to put a barrel down, because these frames don't stack, but things that don't stack will still stack in a. So these don't stack in inventory, as you can see. But what they do is they will stack in a barrel. So you can start making as many impregnated frames as you can. So really, I could just grab how much? Got 8 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've used 1 stack already, so I can get another stack in there at some point, and we can make all these into frames. And my door's just swung open. Back in a sec. Sorry about that, I just had to shut my door again, and now I can even all these out. I should have possibly waited for that to get to 64, but no big deal. I'll come back and get the rest of them, even them out, and we can make loads of these guys, and we can just fill up that, well, not fill it up, but put them on that barrel, so we've got plenty of frames close by now. And of course we want to put some in our production apiaries as well. So I want to put 1 more in there. I want to get 3 in there. This will start speeding up the production speed. What these do is they add on, I think it's each one of these adds 20% speed to get a maximum of 80% speed. These have 20% off base anyway. I think you can get up to 80% with 3 of these, and then the alvaries, the more advanced one they make, that has 100% speed. So that's quicker than these will ever be, no matter what you put in there. That's all good, that's all good. What I'm going to do is put this little breeding one there, because the breeding one doesn't need to be piped back into. It can be, you can pipe back into it, and I suppose it's quite useful to pipe back into it in some ways. What we can do here is, I've got loads of diligent drones. If you remember that I had a diligent, pure diligent that was producing back in the other place over there. What we can do is, we want to get a diligent princess, which we ain't got. We've got, I think over there we've got a common princess, and we actually have got a diligent princess, but I want to keep that one. And we've got a cultivated princess. Well, I want to make another diligent princess, because I want to start using that to mutate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get any princess, so a rocky princess will do. I'm going to start putting that in here with these diligent drones, and these will start gradually changing that into a rocky queen. So that does really want to be automated, but not put into here. We just want to keep that circling round, so that the princess keeps getting put back in with these pure diligent drones, and that'll eventually become a diligent princess. So we can cut the camera and we can come back when that's happened a couple of times. The other thing we can make with these, which we haven't got yet, is if we combine, like the way we make the soul ones, which I'm going to make a couple more of in a second. So here's our soul ones I'm going to make. What we can do is, in a similar vein, you can make chocolate frames. A chocolate frame, you make a normal frame and then you put cocoa around it, so it would be, let's get rid of that for a second. It'd be cocoa there, and there. We ain't got a good source of cocoa yet, but that'll make you what's called a chocolate frame, and a chocolate frame can speed up production. And no it can't, it speeds up, it reduces the bee's life, so it's forward them and make the bee die very quickly. So when you're mutating, having a bee that dies real quickly, so if that had chocolate frames in, instead of that tick taking that much health off, the tick might have taken half of its health off, or possibly even more. So we are going to want some so that, look, each tick's only taking a little bit. We're going to want some chocolate frames at some points, but as I said, we ain't got any yet, because we've got no decent source of cocoa. That's something you want to bear in mind. Decent source of cocoa is worth quite a bit is worth having, so you can make some cocoa frames. And that even goes on to when we get alvearies, our breeding alveary is going to want cocoa frames in it as well. Chocolate frames, should I say. So I'm going to get on with that off camera. I'm going to see if we've got a source of cocoa and put some soul frames into there, some chocolate frames into there to get these dying quicker. Try and see how long it takes, how many cycles it takes that to take that into a diligent queen. So that's how you get new queens, new princesses, new queens. So back in a bit when we've got some results to show. Okay, I'm back again, and this took 3 iterations to get to a pure diligent queen. I've taken the queen out and checked it with my BLizer. It is a pure, so I'm just waiting for this to die one more time. There we go, we've got a pure diligent princess and some diligent drones. And we've also still got our other diligent one, so these are just extras now. So what we can do now is we can take a cultivated drone. Just one of these guys. And diligent and cultivated make us an unwary. So what we're going to do is, I made some of the chocolate frames. I only had 8 bits of cocoa, so I made 2 chocolate frames. I used them to help speed this up a little bit. And I've got my soul frames there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a diligent and a cultivated in there. Now we want these to mutate to make us an unwary, which is the next one in the industrious line. And then an unwary and a diligent together before it actually create the industrious. So we want to speed that up a bit. So each time a bee does a cycle, it's 27.5 seconds. Every 27.5 seconds a bee will do 1 bee tick, which depending on the life span of the bee and some of the factors such as what frames are in here, depends on how much the bee goes down in health or how much product it makes. So that's all dependent on per bee tick, if you will. That's 27.5 seconds. So we want to get this, let's get down a bit. So these chocolate frames are making this bee die a bit quicker. We could do a 3 down, but I've only got 2, unfortunately. You may notice that I've got regen on me quite a lot. That's because these guys in here, these Imperials, they have an effect on them called beatific. Is that how you pronounce it? Beatific? Beatific? What that does, that adds regen. So I'm getting regen off these bees here. You see these have kind of settled down into short, slower bees by the look of it. So they'll be producing. They're producing away. They're going alright. And looks like we're only getting 1 drone per cycle back into there. The drones are going out into here by the look of it. Oh, that's okay. So we've got our, at the minute we've got our cultivated going and our Imperial. Now the Imperial produces this stuff, dripping combs, and if you look at a dripping comb, it can be centrifuged into honeydew and honey. So you get guaranteed honeydew and a 40% chance of a honey, and honeydew can also be squeezed into honey as well. So you're getting honey from every single one of these dripping combs, which is good. And of course it dropped the royal jelly, which is also good. So very good producing bee is an Imperial, and the one that goes with it is the industrious, and that's what we're working towards here. So I'm going to get this bee going. What I'm going to do is when it gets near death, I'm going to put the soul frames in. I'm trying to speed it up by having these chocolate frames in. I should maybe have. I don't think a normal frame will do anything, but speed-wise, it'll just make the thing produce a bit quicker. Yeah, don't have to worry about that really. Just put that in there so it's got 1 in. But what I'm waiting is this to get down, and I best sleep so the bees keep working, because I don't think they'll be nocturnal. You can breed nocturnal into them, but so pretty soon we'll get to the point, once we've got the industrial and the Imperial, industrious and Imperial, we can start making the genetic machines, which will really ramp up our bee production. Now, some good news. There's been a post on the Feed the Beast forums from Slowpoke, one of the main Feed the Beast guys, saying that the 1.5.1 version of the Ultimate will be out sometime next week, hopefully. Not definite, but they're doing some, it said final beta testing of it on Monday, and it should be out within a few days of that. Nothing guaranteed, but it sounds pretty promising that we'll be getting a 1.5 version where I'll be restarting the main server, my main Let's Play. I'll be restarting the beginner's guide on a 1.5 version, so you can start learning 1.5 versions of the mods before the packs become recommended, which will be, apparently they're not updating Man, Crack or Direwolf until 1.6, and the ultimate pack won't be the recommended till 1.6. Well, that's all good. I'm going to do right. Take these out now. Let's put these in, and hopefully we'll get the unwary that we're after. See, these produce stringy combs. Stringy combs can give us. Come on. Let's take them out there and press U. Let's have a look. They produces honey drops and propolis. So getting alright amount of propolis from these. Of course, once we start squeezing honey and squeezing more seeds, you get a chance for propolis from that as well. Not from the seeds you do, I don't think. From the honey you do. From the seeds we're not getting anything. When we start squeezing honey, we'll get quite a good amount of propolis from that as well. You get a 10% chance, I think. Where would that go then? Yeah, the liquid goes into there, and I think this is the bonus materials, which will be propolis from honey, goes in there. So yeah, so we'll be doing a new version pretty soon. What I'm thinking of doing is, in the new version, we're doing a beginner's guide. I think I'm going to do a separate bee, like a bee, feed the beast bee guide. So I'll do a little separate episodes that focus just on the bees, and then I'll concentrate the main let's play on more technical stuff. I'll be doing beginner stuff, getting a good base set up and stuff in the beginner's guide. I'll be doing a separate B guide from the start, like this basic stuff, up to fully automated framed alvearies and such like. So I think that's all we'll go. So let's see what we get here, and then I'm going to end the episode once we know what we've got here. And what we're hoping for is an unwary. And then what I'll do, if it is an unwary, I'll try and get that to pure. I'll breed some of them, so we've got some unwary drones, the same way as we've got these diligent drones and cultivated drones and such for further breeding. And then after that, okay, that ain't wet at all. Cultivated diligent, that's gone the wrong way. I should actually check, make sure that it is cultivated that I'm after. So that's gone wrong. That didn't give us what I wanted at all. I'm going to have to double check on the wiki to see which where that goes. Back in a sec. Well, yeah, that should have worked. Diligent and cultivated should have given me an 8% chance of getting unwary. Unfortunately it hasn't. It's just made us loads of hybrids. So I'm going to put them back in there. And hopefully keep going with these until I get to unwary. So I'll start next episode. I should have some unwary bees here, and we can, like I say, I'll do them until they're pure, and once they're pure, get some of these extra drones, and then it's unwary and diligent together produce industrious. So we should be getting there. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you as always for joining me. Thank you again for the subscriptions. Over 1,000 subs. It's unbelievable. It's a bit overwhelming. Thank you very, very much for joining me, and I hope you will keep coming back for more. So I'm going to say cheers and bye. Bye.